Hello and welcome back to Supraliminal Films and Supraliminal Games. This is another MTG Arena video, and I am Jayrod. This time, I'm gonna, instead of doing some sort of stipulation draft or just some sort of limited in general, I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple of decks that I built that I think are a lot of fun. Of course, I built two tribal decks. And while they're not top tier by any means, I think that you could have a lot of fun going to an F&M and playing these, and you might win a few games in the process as well. So the first deck I'm going to show you today is Goblin's Spells. I haven't worked on this deck terribly much. In fact, I can probably upgrade it a couple bits while we're just sitting here, because I think I have a couple, rare wild cards. So let me go ahead and just work on the land base a little bit. So I only have a splash of blue in this deck. For the most part, it's a mono red. But then you want to play a few spells, because I am running the 4 of Gutter Snipes. So, a couple Banefire, as far as the spells package. A couple Radical Idea, a Lava Coil, 4 Lightning Strike, 2 Fight with Fire. Just removal. And a little bit of card draw, but for the most part you're just looking to get stuff out of the way so you can get in. My creatures, as you'd expect, I'm running a couple Siege Gangs, a couple Goblin Trash Masters, 4 Gutter Snipe, 4 Goblin War Chief, 4 Instigators, 3 Ornery, 4 of the Goblin Electromancers, which is another payoff for running quite a few spells, and a couple of Torch Couriers. Getting these out early just to poke in a few damage can be very important. And then later on, you can they can either be 2/2s with this out, or just throw 2 damage at the face with the Siege Gang Commander. To round out the deck, I'm running a couple of, a Ral Zarix, the Ral Is It Viceroy. Just a little bit of card draw to get me through. And if I ever get the emblem off, I'm in pretty good shape, I think, because I still got a few instants and sorceries by the time I get through that. So I'm going to go ahead and play a couple games with this. I'm just going to I'll just play the ranked, I suppose. I've already played a couple games today, and I did win one already, so hopefully I don't lose every game I try to play while I'm recording. Alright, so this hand seems pretty great. It's already got both colors of mana. Got a nice 2-drop. And I'm on the draw, so I might draw a Torch Goblin, or Torch Courier. So go ahead and keep this. So they mulliganed, so that's good for me. Let me go ahead and hello them and drop a mountain. White-black seems to be the deck that everyone loves the most, so I'll have to go ahead and fight through a bit of life gain, I suppose. I'm going to go ahead and take some damage here. Alright, so they're completely open on mana, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and get the Gutter Snipe down now. The extra damage from the Gutter Snipe is pretty good, but if for some reason they have removal for it, I'd rather have the War Chiefs on the next couple of turns, so I can drop a War Chief, drop a Siege Gang, and then go from there. I will go ahead and get in for 2 damage, because I'll have to start chipping away, I believe. It kind of signals that I'm definitely not blocking, but I think that was made obvious when I didn't block last turn, so. Go ahead and keep letting them come in. Alright. So I can drop a War Chief this turn. And if somehow I... Ooh, never mind. Because there goes... Well, they might get the Gutter Snipe here. Not the War Chief, which is totally fine. They still took 4, so I'm still doing okay on that. Alright, so... I'll go ahead and drop the War Chief again. And also drop another Honor Goblin. It's okay. You're allowed to... I'm allowed to have more than one creature of the same kind. I'm certainly going to get in for 8 here. Alright, so at this point, as soon as I drop a Siege Gang, yeah, they're gonna have a little bit of trouble. Them only having the one creature really hurt them, but they didn't have to keep swinging with it. Not sure why they didn't leave it back as a blocker earlier. So at this point, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and burn out their blocker. And that'll, you know, clear the way. Hey, I've ranked up in Bronze tier. Yeah, so I haven't played much since they changed the tier, and I haven't played any ranked, so figured I'd start ranking up while I was trying out these ridiculous decks for you. But yeah, I've only played a couple of games today, and I'm already at 27 of 30 creatures, so alright. So, go ahead and play another game with this. Hello, Mallory. Alright, I'm a big fan of this hand. It might look bad to some people because they don't have my other color. It's just a bunch of little things, but I'm very happy when I see a hand like this. Oh, that's even better. Alright, cool. So, I'm going to go ahead and start off by attacking with my Goblin. I doubt they'd block. Okay, they're also playing the tiny creatures forever. Alright, so I can't attack into this Rustwing, which is very saddening. But I can block forever with the Ornery Goblin, so I'm pretty happy with that draw. See, my hope is that they do decide to attack. It's just to flip a Danto. It wouldn't be the best attack for them. I'd get a free block with the Ornery Goblin. And... darn. And then the 1/1s that they create would still get eaten by the Goblin, so... Okay. Go ahead and drop the War Chief. I'm still not going to attack because then next turn I can just drop these 3 creatures, which are 5 creatures. And if they do get crazy with an attack, I'd be able to attack them for quite a bit. Okay, that's certainly resolved. So there's my block. There we go. Rustwing Falcon. What? Alright, that's cool. Ooh, he getting rid of probably the War Chief, right? I know I would. Oh, they just saved themselves quite a lot of trouble. But they did tap out, so I'm still okay with that. Alright, so I'm having a bit of mana issues, which is unfortunate. But I can go ahead and just drop another Ornery Goblin, because then my blocks for most of their creatures are going to look pretty good. Yeah, the 1 toughness deck is something I have a usually good matchup with. And of course they play something that not only has more than that in toughness, but gives them send, so that's perfect. So now they can start swinging in for quite a bit of damage. Past the blockers, I'll go ahead and have them pay 4 life to save their Vanguard. Alright, I needed that other land. So now I can drop an Instigator. And pass the turn. So my next block, I'm going to put one of the Ornery Goblins on the Vanguard. Maybe? No, I think I'll just use a token. That'd probably be best. So yeah, I can take 2 here. And they can take 4. So I'm definitely fine with those things happening. That sucks. Didn't knock out one of their things at least. No attacks here. Now I'm dead. Yep, now I'm dead. This is bad. It is very bad. They didn't give it plus X plus X, that's good. So I'm pretty dead in the air. Don't think there's any way I can get out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and take 3. Yeah. Bye. I'm leaving now. Back to my planet. So, that was a little rough, but, you know, that does happen. Alright, so I'll go ahead and claim my little bit of prize. And now I'm going to go ahead and switch decks, so let me go ahead and switch over to my zombies/skeleton deck. The layout in here is so terrible. One of the fun things about trying to build tribal is that you can get a lot of good synergies. One of the most obvious and best synergies that I could find is that if you have a Death Baron out and you then play a Skeleton Archer, you can kill any creature on the board that you can target, of course. I feel like that's one of the best things you can do. And since I actually have a few uncommons, I'm going to go ahead and improve this deck as well. I'll go ahead and confirm that we're going to add a couple more Skeleton Archers. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this Undercity Necrolisk. And I think Walking Corpse. So this deck is a bit of a mishmash. Got a lot of creatures at a lot of drops. It's not as consistently built as my other decks. My other deck was, where I have a lot of like 3 and 4 ofs. It's only a couple 4 ofs, a lot of 2 ofs, and a whole bunch of 1 ofs. It's the deck I haven't worked on as much. And I'm not sure if I don't have another Overgrown. And I don't think I have another Woodland Cemetery. I don't. Okay. So, for this deck though, the green is barely a splash. I have a Mulder Hulk. I have the Ixalan Vraska and 2 copies of the Guilds of Ravnica Vraska. And then an Assassin's Trophy. So the green is a very light splash. I only have 1 forest in here for in case they Assassin's Trophy me. And I am in desperate need of a green. But overall, the skeleton and zombie package, couple Barrier of Bones, couple Digraph Ghouls, a Stitcher Supplier, which obviously this card gets a lot of play in Standard, so me actually playing this usually is a good thing when I play it. I got 4 of the Doom Dissenters, 4 of the Walking Corpse now, and single Graveyard Marshal for if I do dump a lot of stuff I can get rid of in there. 3 Vile Offering, 1 Assassin Trophy, because that's all I have so far. Midnight Reaper, this can be a very good card. Death Baron, 4 Murder, 2 of the Gravediggers, Skeleton Archer, the 2 Vraskas I mentioned. Bone Dragon is a great way to end the game. And it's just very easy to get back because I do dump a lot of cards in the graveyard. A couple Rise from the Grave, and a couple Open the Grave as well. This deck usually hinges on me getting at least 1 Death Baron. I have had a couple games where I've just grinded out enough removal and dropped a Bone Dragon or a Molar Hulk and been able to get through as well. So we'll go ahead and play a couple games with this and see if we can go ahead and at least knock out this final daily quest. Yeah, much like most of the decks I build, especially for Commander, I try to build around a tribal theme. If you watched our New Year's EDH day, I played 2 tribal decks. I played Dwarves, Red-White Dwarves, and I played, what else did I play? I played Tree Folk and Saprolings. So this hand looks pretty good. Got a turn 1 Stitcher Supplier. I've already got my splash color. So it needs a little bit of help with some draws. Hopefully I can not mill through all the lands I need with a Stitcher Supplier. Hello, person. And go ahead and drop a Stitcher Supplier. And let's... Alright, so that was a... Well, it's fine. I have ways of getting creatures back, like Gravedigger. It's already in my hand, so I'm okay with that. The land being literally the first thing I got rid of was a little unfortunate, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and attack because I don't think they'll block with their elf. So. Alright. So they're on the green-white deck. Nice Sun Petal Grove here. My hope is that next turn I can draw any land that comes into play untapped. Legion's Landing, it's probably not too big of an issue. They might get in with the Llanowar Elf since I'm tapped out. Flower. Okay. Alright, so this is good. So I can drop this, play my Death Baron, and start swinging in past their one. And this should hold them off of an attack for this turn at least. There's a snub horn. I'll probably murder that because then I'll have trouble getting around that if I decide to attack with more than one thing. Or I could just go ahead and do the thing I love to do so much. But I think I can wait on that. I think I'm going to go ahead and swing in with everything. And then I'll murder if they double block. They do have the free block here, which I'll let them have. I just want to be pretty aggressive here. And they might not read that it's other. Well, and it looks like they did. Alright, so that's fine. Because now I can go ahead and drop a Gravedigger. I can go ahead and grab this other Death Baron. See, now with two Death Barons out, they have a lot more issues trying to get around what I'm dropping. That'll help. That'll help them. I'll probably still block on their Snubhorn, but that was definitely a good draw for them. Well, I think I can take 4 here. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and just play Skeleton Archer, and tag down Tristani. And I'll just attack in with a Gravedigger. See, this turn they might just attack with everything just to flip Legion's Landing. But again, that's not going to help them a whole lot, I don't think. Nope, they went through their attack step, so that's good for me. Alright, there's something else I'd like to kill, so I'm going to go ahead and play another Skeleton Archer. And hit Chimera. And I'll go ahead and swing in with a Gravedigger and a Skeleton Archer. They still have really bad attacks, but they do have a little bit of life gain on the board, so I do have to be aware of that. It's like I'm just not 2 creatures away from winning. If I draw another untapped land, I'll probably Assassin's Trophy and Murder to get some of these more other blockers out of the way. That would be one of them. Froska, do you do anything for me right now? You certainly get rid of something, so. But I think I'm best off if I just play this other Death Baron. And attack in for 10. Yep, a couple of chump blocks is about all I expected. Yeah, they're definitely in a lot of trouble because the 3 removal spells in my hand are just so strong at this point. Foul Orchard comes with a tap, so I can't play 2 things. So I'll just go ahead and murder their 3/3. Actually, let me do that. No, I'll do that now just so they have 1 less viable blocker. don't know what they could have. Okay, March of the Multitudes. Alright, so now that makes my attack a little easier, so I don't want to swing in with all these, because they would just double block. So let's go ahead and swing in with my 2 archers again. Okay, they really want to flip that at the cost of them losing 3 creatures. Okay, cool. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and... I can murder the 1 creature. Attack with everything. Let that resolve. Oh, that's fun. I can't declare. Okay, cool. That's stupid. Yeah, that's totally how that should work. They should have not been able to block with that. Don't like that. But I will go ahead and kill their Adopter. And hopefully they will scoop. Yes? Thank you. Yeah, usually when a creature pops in like that, before it can be declared as a blocker, because they would have already been in their blocker step, you should have the chance to destroy it. That was a little weird that it was able to come in, I wasn't able to do anything, and they blocked. But, yeah, that happens. Anyway, that's how that deck is usually supposed to perform. Alright, that was pretty good. I got lots of free money there. So we'll try one more game with zombies. See if I can go through a game without getting one of my Death Barons. But the ability to Gravedigger for a second Death Baron is always going to be very good for me. Alright, so this hand is much slower. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I don't have my splash color yet, but that's okay. Alright, well, there's a Death Baron, so much for me not seeing any of those. Ooh, looks like they're on the Explore deck. So I should be okay. I'm going to have a little bit of trouble. I'll go ahead and drop my Doom Descent. And I will absolutely block. Alright, so I think I'm just going to attack in, and then because it looks like they're struggling for their other green mana, I'm going to go ahead and just murder the Llanowar Elf. It's a little slower, but it's very clear that they're having trouble finding the green mana they need. So I'm going to take a hit from that, and that's okay. Alright, so they found it. So that's... makes sense. Hopefully they just draw a couple land. Nope. Thrashing Brontodon. They'll probably just use that twice. Ooh. Try it with my Death Baron. I didn't see why they would block there. Alright, so next turn I'm going to play the Archer. Maybe. Looks like I won't be. I'll just be playing a couple more creatures. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and play the Doomed Dissenter. And the Walking Corpse. And I will keep getting in for 2. Alright, so their attacks are a little less good here. I'm going to go ahead and just block everything. Now we'll see what else they have to play. Okay, that's a pretty good card. Memorial to Folly there. Ooh, Demon. That's a problem. That's a big old problem. I think I need to draw a murder, and that's basically my only out here is a murder. Okay, good. No attacks. Yeah, murder or I'm dead. Yep, that's fine. Yep, that hurts. Okay, so Stitcher Supplier, I'll play. No attacks. Good game. Oh, that's just rude. But I'm okay with it. They could have dailies too. I'm not gonna begrudge them for that. Play some number of black spells. Gotta get through those. Alright, so those are a couple of my tribal standard decks in the tribes that you wouldn't expect. I mean, obviously there's going to be some decks around like that. And I feel like if I worked zombies a little bit more, it could be a lot stronger. But I'm pretty happy with just slowly working on that. But I feel like I've been focusing more on the goblin deck. So, you know, if either deck interests you, you know, I have the deck lists earlier on I went through. So if you want to go back, or if you want to just message us and ask for the deck list or any other changes you might want us to suggest, you know, hit us up. Drop a comment below. We always try to reply to all the comments, especially when we think we made a mistake. Definitely correct us so we can do better in the future. Yeah, don't forget to check us out. We are here on YouTube. We're on Twitch at twitch.tv/Supraliminal twitch.tv. I always mess that one up. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Supraliminal Films on all 3 of those. You know, we're always around, and if you want us to try something else on here, give us a shout out, and we'll see if we can get it done. All right, thank you all for your time.